is supposed to be discussed for today's chapter for time management. Okay. Right. So on your OJT, if you're willing to go under the OJT, pwede naman, okay? That will be done in the 4th month of your course. You will be going to use the platform called Hubstaff, wherein I'll be measuring the time you spent on your OJT, especially yung kayong mga nasa UAE kasi wala naman kayo dito face-to-face. Okay? I'll be guiding you on that. And you'll be using a platform called Hubstaff. Okay? So please let me know, you guys, if you're going to go through or you're going to take your on-the-job training or you're just gonna finish the course because I don't want to force you. Okay? So you can actually finish the course at the 3rd month. Okay? So sa 4th month, you'll have to do your OJT, but I'm not forcing you to do that. Just for the sake of having a certificate. So at least if you're going to apply, you have something to show and put on your portfolio. But that is,
Ma'am Veray,
yes, Miss June.
ma'am, excuse me lang po. May bayad po ba yun?
Wala. Gusto mo magbayad? Sige. Kasama na yung tuition fee nyo. Kasama na yung sa tuition fee nyo. Okay?
Okay, okay. Sige
Kasama na
po.
yung sa
Sige,
tuition fee.
thank you.
Okay. So, any other questions? Right. So, we are going to tackle first time management because you are going to be virtual remote workers. So, you should know how to manage your time. But first, I'd like to make an update or a reminder for you to please finish your your accounts in Fiverr, in ClickUp, and in Upwork because these are the basic foundations of your remote work. Do you have any issues on these platforms? If you don't have, it's okay. But if you have, you can always send me a message later. I can go over Zoom with you kung talagang kailangan if really needed. Okay? Okay. So nag-attendance na ba ang lahat before anything else? Please log into your attendance. Miss Lara, Zaldi, Princess, Miss June, Ann, Miss D, Miss Noliza, nag-attendance na ba? Miss Berna that came in. Please log into your attendance. So, in case you haven't done yet, this is the interface of Trello. So, I advise you also to use this. It's a project management and productivity software. Have you tried already? I have my guide there on the portal on chapter 3 on how to use this platform. I also created a short clip on how to use this. Have you seen those? If not, just let me know. I will send you a separate link. Okay, so these are very good platforms that you can use, especially when you're going to have your OJT already. Now, when you're using these platforms, it's gonna be a part of your portfolio. So when you'll get an interview and then they'll ask you, what do you use to manage your time and your tasks? Then you might as well say, I'm using Trello or I'm using Asana or ClickUp. Okay? So I'm not gonna go deep dive into this one by one because that is a separate course. If you want to deep dive into that, you have to contact our reception for that. If you really want to go like an upgrade for a particular software, then we can make an arrangement or schedule for you to have it. Okay? But that is just a part of the whole course. Parang it's just like an introduction for all because they're all easy to use unless you really want to go deep into it and go on integration, etc. That would be another add up. Okay. Okay. This is the interface of Asana. So as you can see, it's more serious than Trello. Trello is kind of a fun to look at. You can see marami kang pwedeng gawin sa Trello, although most probably they're just both the same. But the interface itself is like the person who made the interface of Asana is parang a fun person or maybe a designer, while the other one is just like class, just work. Okay, right. So if you don't have any questions there, let's get down to business on chapter 4 because you are expected to know how to manage your time. Okay, remember guys, when you talk about time management, it's not like really managing time because when you say, what is time? Can you define time? Huh? Mr. Gerhard, what is time? Can we stop the time? No. Can we go back in time? So it's like it's so difficult to control something you cannot even stop, diba? But at least you can stop yourself from something. So for me, when you say time management, it's actually managing yourself relevant to time. Got it? So when you say time management, it's actually managing yourself relevant to time. And of course, in relation to the work that you are supposed to do. The research says that the average worker is actually wasting 2 to 3 hours a day sa distraction. What are those distractions? What are the distractions? Yeah? Break? Break is a break. It's not a distraction. Unless you had a heart broken. Yeah, that's a break.
Phones, entertainment.
Phones, entertainment, ano pa? Oh, okay, etc. That is not something that has nothing to do with your work distractions, no? Okay, so 2 to 3 hours daw yun. So it's just a big number of hours to be ignored. Okay, and it might result to missed deadlines and lower productivity if you can manage yourself relevant to time. Okay, so si Miss Yumi mag-online lang pala siya. Okay, I will not be reading your messages, guys. I will read those chat messages later para makafocus tayo sa lesson of the day, yeah? Okay, also, there's a research by Bloom et al. In 2015 saying that remote workers like you often struggles with overwork, with 29% reporting difficulty switching off from work tasks, especially if you're working remotely, nasa bahay, you're at home. So you see your bed, you see your room, you see your sala, you see your kitchen, you see your laundry. And so there's a lot of distractions. Plus, you feel at home, so you don't feel like you're at office. So the focus is a bit disrupted. And so you have difficulty switching off. And what is this switching off? 29% now of people are having hard time switching off. That means they couldn't identify which one is working time and which one is home time, which one is Wi-Fi time and which one is work time if you're working remotely. Therefore, while you're having your Wi-Fi time or your husband time, you're still acting like as if you are at work. So you have having difficulty of switching off, switching off that button of remote work. Right? So there are ways that you can do or fix this one. First, you have to have some SMART goals, which you already know: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time. But for example, instead of saying, I will write 500 words per day, you would say a specific number. Okay, let's say, for example, for this task, I have to finish it for 2 hours. That's it. Rather than saying, I'm going to finish this today. Baka naman yung today mo sa end of the day. Ha? So that's what it means. You have to be more specific. And we will be talking about these tools and techniques on how you can manage your time, of course, because it's all about time management. One example here is doing time blocking. For example, when you say time blocking, you're going to assign a particular task in a particular time. For example, in a particular time block of 9 to 11 a.m., I'll just do deep work. That means I will do the task that should be done. Okay, for example, attending to the customer's needs. Okay, while 2 to 3 p.m. admin task, perhaps answering emails, etc., whatever, basing on the nature of your work. So what we also know is we can also apply the 80-20 rule, or we call it the Pareto principle. But we remember that in time management, we look at it in a different perspective. What does it mean? The normal 80-20 rule of Pareto principle is that it says 80% of results come from 20% of your efforts. What does it mean? Sometimes the least effort you do are the ones that gives the highest results, because the least effort you put into are those that are high impact tasks. Diba? Okay, so which means if we focus our task on finishing those that can give high impact, it will give more productivity. Okay, that's what it means. So take a look at those 20% of tasks that are very little, maybe 2 or 3 tasks only, but they are the ones that giving impact. Those are the things that you're supposed to prioritize. That's what it means by the 80-20 or the Pareto principle. Okay, so this Pareto principle is named after Vilfredo Pareto. He's an Italian economist and polymath. So That explains why he used numbers kasi nga he's a mathematician. So, approximately 80% will come from the result of a 20% of your effort. So, do not underestimate the 20% of effort. Okay? Another way of looking at the 20-80 rule. When you're booking your ticket, what ticket are you booking? What class are you booking, guys? If you're booking your airline ticket.
Economy, the less.
Economy, the lesser, the
Economy.
best one as much as possible. Ganun ba? Why? Tinanong, no? Why? And how many people in the airplane are booking the business class or the first class? Let's say there are 100 people. How many people are in the business or first class? 10 to 20%. That's exactly what this 80-20% rule is saying. Now, can you compare the service of the airplane or the airline into the economy versus the service they give to the business and first class? What are the differences? The food, what else? The fee, the service, ano pa? The comfort. So that's what they're paying for. The check-in, tama? Mga hampas lupa sa dulo. Okay, joke lang. Okay, what we mean by here is, you see how much effort they give to the 20% of customers? They give so much effort because they know that is the one that pays their salaries. You know what? I have read one article saying that the payment given by those booking for the economy class is just, pangtapal na lang daw. Is that really the one that giving them profit? That's why they give more priority to those that are very less but gives high impact. They're applying the 80-20 Pareto principle. Okay? 80% results come from 20% of efforts. That's one way of looking at the 80-20 principle. Okay. Parkinson's law. Ito naman si Parkinson's law. Do you know that Parkinson's disease? Okay, that's not the same person who discovered the Parkinson's disease. This is another Parkinson. This is C. Northcote Parkinson. He's a British naval historian. He's not a medically inclined person. He's an author. He says that if you wait until the last minute, ano sabi diyan? If you wait until the last minute, it only takes a minute to do because we Filipinos, we like to go to the last minute. Yeah? To the last minute. Okay, go guys, you go and register for the voting. Sa last day, last minute Ibig sabihin pala, 1 minute lang pala kailangan to finish the job. Bakit pinuuntay mo pa ng matagal? Okay? If you can do a task in 1 minute ng pandalas, that means you can actually finish it in 1 minute. So why do you have to wait for bukas na lang, next day na lang, when you can actually finish it in 1 minute? That's what it means by the work expands to fill the time available for its completion. That means if you decided this to finish in 1 minute, it will only expand up to 1 minute. Therefore, you actually, in the Parkinson law says that you're going to assign a specific time block to a task. You are the one who's going to decide how much time you're going to put on a particular task. So if you decide to finish your laundry in 1 minute, pwede mong gawin in 1 minute, di ba? But of course, you know already the result of that. So what it means is that you're going to work according to the time you put in it. And also another way of saying that if you wait till the last minute, it actually going to take you for that work for just 1 minute. So nasa sa inyo yan, how you're going to finish your task actually. So if you decide to finish your assignment, for example, in 1 hour, tatapusin mo talaga yan ng 1 hour. May time pa, gaganon ka di ba? Pero pag alam mo 1 minute lang yung binigay mo na sinet mo, yun lang talaga yon. Got it? Yun si Parkinson's. Another principle is beating procrastination. Ano ba ang procrastination? Anyone? What is procrastination? What's procrastination?
Yung pwede mong gawin pero hinihinto-hinto mo.
Delaying, putting it off. Bakit? Why are you delaying in the first place?
Ang bilis lang.
Nagmaldita. No, we want to do something more enjoyable, you know. Ay, manonood muna akong teleserye, ganyan. Manonood muna akong Odyssey. Right. So we are going to delay something important for something which is less important or more enjoyable. Bukas na lang, mañana habit. Which means tomorrow, bukas na lang. No? We got it from the Spaniards actually. This procrastination. Okay, to beat this one, according to our lesson is you can apply what we call as the Pomodoro technique. Okay, the Pomodoro technique is, of course, created by a person named Pomodoro. We will discuss that later. But of course, before you do any management of your time, make sure you also manage your energy. That means you have to take care of your health. Kasi kahit anong time management nyo guys, if you are forgetting your health, it's nothing. So, always remember to take care of your health as well. Magkaroon dapat ng work-life balance, especially at our age. We are no longer 20 years old, di ba? So, we easily get tired already. So, we have to take care of our diet and so on and so forth. So, I'm always adding this thing in my time management class because when I got sick, tapos hindi ako nakapag-work, that's the only time I realized that health is actually wealth. Because we keep working and you're being kuratsa. I don't know if Mr. Gerhard know what is kuratsa, but you know, like being a workaholic. Okay, so we call it kuratsa. So if you're being workaholic and you forget about your health, all the money that you have earned for being kuratsa, it will also go to your medicine. Di wala din, di ba? So, I'm telling you this because I'm talking from experience, okay? So, what you do if you have big tasks, you break them into smaller tasks, okay? And also, we can apply techniques like Eisenhower matrix, time blocking, Pomodoro, and GTD. So, let's just discuss them quickly. So, of course, when we say Eisenhower matrix, it's named after a person called Dwight Eisenhower. He is the 34th president of the United States. He was a general, actually, okay, in the Second World War. And he invented this task matrix wherein he said that you have to fix your task according to urgency and importance. So in quadrant 1, which is the important and urgent, you have to do it now. So what are the things that is important and urgent? Do it now. Okay? For example, you're at the end of the month. What is the urgent and what is important task at the end of the month? If you are the manager, for example. Salary. So you have to finish the salary kasi, okay, or economy, if you're the employee, you have to finish your reports so you can submit it before the end of the month. So that becomes in the quadrant 1. It becomes now important and urgent. Do it now. For the second quadrant, something which is not urgent but important. Those are tasks that you can schedule. Ano yon? Can you give example of a task that is actually not urgent but important that we can schedule?
Maintenance or something.
Yeah, fixing a maintaining or maintenance scheduling, meeting, class, these are all not urgent. That's why you can schedule them, but they are important. They are on the second quadrant. And the third quadrant, those that you can delegate according to Eisenhower. So these ones are very urgent, but not really so important. For example, your colleague needs this report. So you can actually delegate this one to be submitted or deliver this thing to the other person because it's very urgent. But most that are urgent are really not so important. Like going to the toilet. So urgent, but not so important, diba? Okay, those you can delegate. But of course, I'm not saying that you can delegate the going to the toilet, okay? You cannot delegate that. Okay, the last quadrant is the fourth quadrant. Something that are not urgent, okay? Neither urgent, neither important. So you can actually just remove them from your list. So when you're going to list down your task, titignan nyo dyan, saan ba yung pwede kong i-delete na lang? Where are the things that I can just actually remove from my lists? Diba? Para hindi na dumami yung list nyo. So that's how you use the Eisenhower decision matrix. You have to decide according to the urgency and importance of your tasks. Okay? Any questions on the Eisenhower matrix? If you notice in ClickUp or in Trello and Sarah, you have options that you can actually identify your task being urgent and important. You can actually flag them. Okay, in time blocking, as I've said, you just assign a particular bulk of work in a particular time. Kaya siya tinawag na time blocking. So you just schedule it. For example, here, At this time to this time, this is the one I'm going to do. Okay? So it is assigning a particular time to a particular task. That's called time blocking. Okay? Now, the Pomodoro is created by a person whose name is Cirillo. His name is not Pomodoro. Pomodoro is the Italian for tomato. Kasi he has a timer in his kitchen which looks like ay bakit nag-end ang aking meeting, guys? Mag-meeting daw ng 10, nagamit ko pala yung isang account. Sorry, ha? So, if the meeting ends, please just go back, ha? Okay? Mag-end na raw in 10 minutes. Okay, so he has a tomato-shaped timer in his kitchen. And what he does is, siset niya yung timer. After 25 minutes of doing a task, he will give 5 minutes break. Tapos, you start again. For 25 minutes work again. The next break will be 10 minutes. Then, next week, you repeat it until 4 times, until you gradually add 5 minutes for each break. Why does he do it? I mean, why did he do that? What do you think is the reason why he added some breaks in between? What could be the reason why we want to have a break? Hi, tired, yes. So this is like giving a break to your brain para hindi ka ma-stress. That is actually his technique. So I'm not saying that this is applicable for everybody. Maybe time blocking is applicable to Miss Doti, the other one, Pomodoro is for Zomera. So you have to find a technique that actually helps you. Maybe Eisenhower works for Miss Elni, etc. No? So that is the Pomodoro technique. There's a break in between. There's an interval. Okay, there's an interval. Getting things done is like very traditional. Just getting things done, like capture or list down the things that you need to do, clarify which one is actually urgent and important. You organize them, and which one is for this time, and what is for this time, what is for admin task, and what is for etc. Then you reflect and then engage. Start doing them one by one and put check mark. Why? Because you want to free up the mental space. Ito done. Okay, ito done. So getting things done. Basically putting a check mark. Okay, you know, if you're going to use this productivity software, there's always an option wherein you can put a click on it, and then it will just make a line on it, or either it gets removed from the list. So it's freeing up a mental space. You know, it's like all psychological that you say, okay, tapos na. Di ba? It's really nice when you have also your list in your paper, tapos pag na-check niyo, parang ang sarap ng feeling na, ay, tapos na. Ay, di ba? You're happy that, okay, you're able to check it. So it's like getting things done is actually gonna get you a mental space free from your brain. So reduces your stress as well. Okay? So that's GTD. And of course, whatever you're doing right now, you have to use work-life balance. Okay, how do you do your work-life balance now as a person? May work-life balance ba kayo o puro work na lang? How do you observe work-life balance? Learn to do some things that you actually do some deliberately. Like you really schedule yourself, guys. Kasi if you're gonna stress out yourself, you are lessening the number of days to live. Okay, take time also to do some other things, okay? Work-life balance, all right? Okay, so create your action plan, okay? Gagawa kayo ng action plan and try to do the things that you have to do it first, second, third. Use the task. Your action plan now, guys, is to pick one strategy or tool and technique that you can apply all throughout your remote working. Kasi your client might ask you, how do you manage your time? You have to at least explain your technique. Diba? You cannot just say, oh, I'm a very hardworking person. You have to do at least some, very specific technique that you do. Okay? Kahit kunyari lang, oh, I use Eisenhower matrix chart, kunyari kahit hindi nyo maginagamit, But at least put something in your brain that you can say and, discuss when you'll be asked about how you manage your time. Let's do a little bit of review before you take your quiz on the portal while it's free. I mean, while it's still fresh. So number 1, according to the research by Bloom et al. In 2015, remote workers often struggle with overwork. Why? Because they are unable to do what? 20% of them are having difficulty to blank from the work tasks. Switching off. Okay? They cannot identify which one is work time and which one is mommy time, etc. So my advice to you guys, if you're working remotely at home, for me, I work at home 5 days, tapos 2 days I'm here. So I'm hybrid. No? So if I'm at home, I started this remote working since 2019. So ever since, I always work at home na lang 5 days, tapos 2 days dito ako sa ICSA. So what I do is, I train my children. I said, when my class starts or my work starts, everybody should keep quiet. No one is gonna talk and you have to all go to your room. Sarado ang room. No making noise, no using of internet. So that's how I was able to switch off. So pag work time. So I give 4 hours there. Pag alam na nila na binuksan ko na yung pinto, I open the door, that means, okay, mommy time is finished. I mean, work time is finished. I can now become a child in front of my mom. So that's how I trained my children. So I don't know with you guys, how are you going to do it? It's a strategy that you have to find out kasi I don't know what is your specific situation. So I started early at that in 2019. Alam nila, ngayon, my children are already like 15, 16. So can you imagine, 5 years ago na yon, no? So they know already. I said, I'm going to have class. If I said like this, they know already. They will not connect to the internet. Okay, they will now close their rooms. They will not make noise. They will not keep passing by at my back. Okay, so alam na nila. So you can also make a meeting with your people at home. Okay, your husband, your children, yung mga kabahay nyo, tell them that I'm going to have my remote work, or go to a corner where nobody can pass by in the back. Alam nyo naman yung 2019, nakikita nyo lahat na ng mga faults ng mga gano'n na hindi pa natin alam mag-remote work, right? Okay. Number 2, identify high impact activities that generate disproportionate. So the keyword here is disproportionate. When you say disproportionate, hindi siya 50-50. So ano siya? The value for clients and focus on energy accordingly. Disproportionate value, that means there is 80-20, hindi siya 50-50, disproportionate. Pareto principle. Okay, number 3, home and workspaces overlap. So if you're working remotely at home, the workspace and the home space overlaps, di ba? Kasi where you work, na doon ka na rin kumakain, di ba? Sometimes you also eat there where you work. So there's an overlapping of the workspace at saka yung home space. So it makes difficult to establish a clear start at saka clear end time of your professional activities. So, how do you call this situation? Wherein you cannot identify ano ba ang home space, ano ba ang workspace, and there's a difficulty to establish when is the start. Yeah? Yeah. This is called boundary erosion. So if you're going to work remotely, make sure that you address this one. My work time and my end time of work is this. Dapat alam niyo yun, ha? Tapos sabi ko nga, it's always advisable to have a corner wherein this is my workspace. So when you're working there, pagkakain dun sa isang table, otherwise it really have an impact on your mentality if you eat on the same workspace that you do, or when you eat on the other table if you are working remotely. Okay? All right. So number 4, constant notification, emails, mga notifications sa message platforms. Okay. They actually reduce your deep work capacity. What are these things? Yeah, digital distractions. So, di ba? It's easy. Lack of social accountability and structure can lead to procrastination and time management. Lack of social accountability. Of course, it's not switching off because we already know what is switching off. It's not digital distraction. Okay, lack of social accountability. So you actually isolating yourself. That's called isolation effects. Okay? Parang you're out of this world na. Parang nandun ka na lang sa work mo. Parang nakalimutan mo na that there's actually a real world. That's called isolation effects. So please, we're talking about this so we can avoid them and address them once you start your remote work. Number 6. What is this law that says work expands to fill the time available for its completion? Ibig sabihin, sabi dito, if you can finish the work in 1 minute, it's actually gonna take in 1 minute. Okay, see? Parkinson's law. Okay, so while we only have less than a minute in our clock before the session ends, I'm gonna send you another link, guys, later, ha? Itong mga nasa Zoom, guys. I'm gonna send you another link, which is the license one, so it won't stop at 30 minutes, ha? So please take the quiz on the portal first, and I'll see you into the other meeting ID. Okay? Okay ba, Lara? Miss Yumi, June, Princess, and Jun'an? I hope you understood Miss D, Miss Noriza, and Bern. Okay, please take the quiz on the portal first, and before we continue with the rest of the chapter,